rolling on next, Kurrgan with the Jackal, Don Callis, the Jackal, defeated Chains with the Paralyzer in 2 minutes and 14 seconds. After the match, Chains drags. After the match, Jekyll drags Chains to the locker room with the Paralyzer. I think he held it on the whole time.
On his head. Went back. Okay, so in my notes, I've got is Jekyll or Jackal Don Callis, and it is. Okay, so I don't have to ask you there. Yeah,
correct.
You got it.
I'm surprised you know who Don Callis
well,
is.
he's your boy Kenny's guy, right?
He was. They've just just turned on each other and they're in a big blood feud now. So,
but that's how I know him. Yeah, I just recognize him. Okay, yeah. So I was. That's pretty good for me. You have to say, like, right?
I'm surprised you recognize him because he looks pretty different compared to here.
Yeah, I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that.
This match, not a lot to write about. Basically, another squash match. This time for Kurrgan. Yep. When I watch someone like Kurrgan, for anyone that's not seen Kurrgan before, he's like 7 foot something. Like he's massive.
Massive.
Anytime I see a giant like this in wrestling, and I kind of feel bad for saying this, I just think, man, all you got to do is just be like not bad and you'll be a millionaire, a multi-millionaire beyond your wildest dreams. If you could just be not bad. Unfortunately, I don't think Kurrgan ever got to that point. This is kind of rough 2 minutes, huh?
I like Kurrgan. So you put him on like the Great Khali level of big guy.
I mean, yes, or maybe more like, I don't know if you ever saw Giant Gonzalez.
Gonzalez, yeah, of course.
Okay, yeah. This is the big guys, obviously massive, so they've been thrown in there, but never really had time to learn what they need to do. I will say this. This is what's great about the Attitude Era and these Raws, that the matches are so short. The shows are all about the storyline and the thread and everything else. The match is so short. So even if it is a match that you don't care about, Kurrgan vs. Chains, doesn't matter. It's only 2 minutes long anyway. So you're on to the next thing. So it's so like quick and rapid. It really doesn't matter. But tell me more about your love for Kurrgan, Sam.
It's not a love for Kurrgan. I will say, though, in his defense, I do think he's done pretty well outside of wrestling, just on his...
I've heard this.
I've seen him in... do you remember that Sherlock Holmes film with Robert Downey Jr. in? It was like 2008 or 2009?
I know the movie you're talking about. I don't think I ever saw it.
Okay, he's a big bad guy in that. So I've seen him in a couple of things, so good for him. Yeah. Because this sounds like... This is depressing, but when I see someone like that big, who's also a wrestler... I just think, okay, well, they're dead now, you know, from back in the day, like, because, well, you know how it is. And like, but to know that Kurrgan's actually like, he's acting as like the big bad guy in these things, that's cool. Like, that's good.
Well, apparently
so I'm happy with that.
I think he's Canadian. Apparently he's a really cool guy as well. Everyone
cool.
kind of spoke highly of Kurrgan. I mean, he looks, I don't know if he had giganticism or something, because he looks,
he must have his face.
Right.
Yeah, he's got that Tony Robbins thing going on.
Yeah.
Who's Chains?
Chains.
I recognize the name.
So again, he's in this DOA. His real name is Brian Lee. I'm trying to think what Brian Lee did. He wrestled before WWF in like Smoky Mountain Wrestling and maybe a bit in ECW. He was also, I don't know if you've ever seen, was one thing we should review on the show one day, SummerSlam 1984, the Undertaker versus the fake Undertaker. I don't know if you've ever seen clips of that or pictures.
Was he $1 Million Man's fake imposter Undertaker?
Correct. I hope I'm getting that right.
Right. Didn't Undertaker disappear because he'd like there was something to do with Yokozuna, right? He disappeared. Like, oh my god.
I think he was off because he had his face crushed by someone. Maybe Yokozuna, maybe Mabel. I can't remember now.
Didn't he lose a casket?
Oh, the coffin match. Yeah.
And then he just went AWOL, and then $1 Million Man brought him back, but it was an imposter. That is Chains.
Yes.
Is that Chains? Oh wow. Okay.
I believe so. There's also like a famous Bollywood movie that has. We need to find clips to show you. It's a famous Bollywood movie where there's a wrestling scene in it, and they have the real Crush, Bryan Adams, wrestling the Undertaker in it. But the Undertaker is not the real Undertaker. It's this Brian Lee that's playing the fake Undertaker. So we need to find that footage. It's really, really funny. But yeah, Brian Lee, I think after this, I don't really think he did too much else. Maybe he went to WCW again. So yeah, but yeah, obviously here he's just being used for fodder for Kurrgan. I think they
Yeah.
probably had big plans for Kurrgan. Here he's a big time heel. I don't think it's too long after this that they kind of give up and make him dance and join the oddities. So anytime a giant is made to dance, you know that the company is kind
That's
of
the death knell. Yeah, yeah.
they've given up on it. And they've pretty much done it to every big guy that's like not
Big
got
Show.
over.
Yeah.
They make them dance. They make them dance. So moving along.
Well, just real quick, when Kurrgan does like the paralyzer, I just think of the film Liar Liar, where he's like the claw, he does the claw on his son.
Yeah.
That's what I think of. When you're right, when he dragged him out and like wasn't letting go, it was hilarious. It was so good.
What do you think of the claw as a finishing move?
This is weird because like it kind of looks daft, but if you think about it, it would hurt. Like as a finishing move, it'd probably be actually effective.
Yeah, I mean I think so. It was a move. I want to say the claw is what the Von Erichs all did.
Yes,
Von Erich and the Kerry Von Erich, all those guys. I think with them maybe it looked a little bit silly, but I mean obviously it's all in how it's sold by the guys. But with someone like Kurrgan, it's a little bit more believable.
Where he actually does have a hand that's bigger than someone's head.
And I think this was probably a much nicer finisher for him if you're wrestling him than a power bomb or a choke slam or something from a guy that size. So looking after the wrestlers, which I definitely like to see.
Definitely. What were the black tips on his fingers? Was it just tape or?
Just would have been tape, yeah.
Okay. All right.